are finishing up the Starbow Cup right now. This is the finals, the grand finals. If you're just tuning in, this is not StarCraft 2. This is not Brood War. It's something called Starbow. But best of 5 finals. Do I have referee? I can't. Okay, they know. Oh, I do have referee anyways. But tied up now 1-1. Essentially a best of 3 from this point onwards. Let's see who can bring it home. Guaranteed 2 games at the very least. Spawning in the top left corner of the map. It's going to be the Red Zerg player, TEHREDBANDIT. And his opponent in the lower right. Lagging out. Oh god. Okay, there we go. It's going to be the blue Protoss player, Franscar. Now, I do want to say real quick, this tournament has been going on much longer than anticipated, and of course they had to run through a good portion of IEM, which was a little bit sad because you guys missed some really good games, but I gotta tell you, I'm very excited to have been casting this. We had some really good matches so far, and it's a bi-weekly tournament, guys, so it's not next weekend that the next one will be happening, but I believe, according to the Team Liquid thread, the 29th, there'll be another Starbow Ladder Cup. So if you want to start laddering right now, maybe you get a chance to compete in the next one. There's a lot of no-shows today too, so I think they're planning to rework the way they handle invites and brackets and all that stuff. So right now, go play Starbow, get your ladder up. Starbowmod.com for the ladder to check it out and all these wonderful things. They're looking for some web developers, guys. So I know I've said that about 100 times today, but because they're looking for web developers, they're looking for ways to improve the website, which means improving the ladder, which means improving your Starbow experience. If you want to contribute and you know how to work the websites, the interwebs, you can always reply to their Team Liquid thread and give them some love. Or just, I'm sure there's some contact info at starbowmod.com. But for those of you who have been asking all day for Zombie Girl, I'll give you the same answer I've been saying all day. She's currently playing and competing at the DC LAN, folks. So, well, actually, that's probably all wrapped up and done by now, because this tournament's been going on for God knows how long. But, yeah, the Zombie Girl was at a LAN all day, so she does play StarCraft. She's pretty badass at it, too. I have to ask her how she did next time I see her. Or you guys could just tweet at her, actually. You know what? I'll tell you, she'd probably love to hear that there's people supporting her and asking what's up. But, yeah, for now, it's just me. Deal with it. We're at the end of the tournament. You guys can get by a little bit more with just good old Rifkin. Franscar, by the way, he's got the probes still in Red Bandit's main. He's looking for those lings. He's looking for the timing on the gas, and he's hoping to see that spawning pool if it was researching something. But with no early gas and no cheesy play out of Red Bandit this time, he's still going to send some early lings across the map. And I like this. Again, like for someone who goes for any sort of expand, this is always a threat. Whether it's a couple of lings, whether it's 4 lings. Like, the idea is until there's a Dragoon out, it's not unlike the Mothership. Whoa. Canceled again? What? What? Okay, that had to be a mistake. Because I think, didn't he do this earlier in game 1, if I'm not mistaken? That's why I'm kind of like, WTF? But okay, Nexus gets canceled. Probably the middle map should die. Oh, let's see if I can nail this. Actually, the probe probably won't die without metabolic boost. Yeah, only 1 ling, not 2. Ooh. Oh, can you do it? Nope. Okay, probe's gonna get saved. Sell it. Ooh. Oh, the threat is real. The struggle. This poor ling, though, what's it gonna do? It's gonna die.
First blood.
A citizen's arrest from a good Samaritan. That probe will take him down. But okay, he's got a couple lings outside. He's gonna be able to catch any probes that move out, if there's an expansion, if there's any sort of move out. But I mean, for the most part, that's kind of irrelevant. These zealots are actually gonna probably chase these off. Yep. In fact, they're gonna just straight up shred the lings to bits. Back at home, though. Oh, sorry, 1 sec. I've been fighting off that yawn for a while. Not that I'm bored of this by any means. I'm just super tired. As again, this has gone on a little bit longer than anticipated, but it's totally cool. Normally, by the way, so like just fun facts while we're waiting. If I know I'm going to be casting a tournament, it's going to be like 6 hours long. I try to lock down a co-caster because I got to tell you guys, solo casting sucks. I've actually the longest casting I've done, period, was like 17 hours in 1 day. But that was like over 3 different tournaments that were back to back to back. But like for 2 out of those 3, I had a partner. So it actually wasn't that bad. But I'm floundering here towards the end, boys. I'm floundering. But we're going to get through this. I got enough in me, don't worry. We got a nice big cup of water. I'm going to take a sip out of it actually real quick. By sip, I mean chug half the glass apparently. More thirsty than I realized. And it was 2 queens, 2 spine cars, and a hell of a lot of lings. Franscar is not going to be breaking Red Bandit anytime soon. Downside is Red Bandit I mean, it kind of it's a bit scary. You're like, well, he's on 3 bases. He's probably in trouble as a Zerg player. But macro hatcheries are still macro hatcheries regardless of where they are. And that's kind of where the priority comes is, again, your economy is a lot better on 2 bases than regular StarCraft, so you don't need that third as badly. And it's all about larva production at this point. So hoping to brute force his opponent. A pretty decent macro game so far and some good good drone counts. I bring this up only because, of course, of the way the first 2 games went, but there should be no issue for him to hold this. Yeah, okay. I see someone asking in chat, Dark Templars are unchanged, aren't they? Yeah, Dark Templars like the one unit that hasn't been tweaked with in the slightest. Like, Zealots have had their speed change, their values, their damage, etc. But yeah, Dark Templar are the one unit that still comes in with Cloak, no gimmicky upgrades, and just a lot of raw damage. The only difference is you don't need a Dark Shrine. You can actually get Dark Templar off the regular Templar archives. I know he's fighting off creep, again, a little bit irrelevant. The reason in StarCraft 2 fighting on creep versus off creep is such a big deal is because of the speed bonus. In Starbow, there's no speed bonus. I like this micro, by the way. He's actually pulling back the low health units, specifically to make sure he keeps these lings alive as much as they can. And he did opt for metabolic boost, or not metabolic boost, well, he did opt for metabolic boost, but also the muscular augments upgrade first this time, which is allowing him to actually chase down these zealots, which is weird to consider, but without their charge upgrade, they don't move very fast. And yeah, we're gonna get a nice round with these lings, gonna pick off quite a few of these zealots. Again, zealots are these just very tanky, hard to use, hard to kill units, but oh my god, that's a lot of cannons coming down. There's gonna be 6 cannons to defend the front. This should be good, I guess. I mean, the lings aren't gonna break this. The Hydralisk still might, as he sort of ducks in and out. But I mean, geez, this is. I wouldn't call this an overreaction, right? Like this is actually a necessary defense. But it looks silly because there's so many. Chrono boosts are going down on the cannons like crazy, and as you guys can see, it actually affects them. It doesn't make them build any faster, but it makes them attack a little bit quicker. I am curious though if that helps the shield regenerate at all, because Chrono boost affects time. It doesn't, whatever, it's complicated. Timey, wimey, spacey, wamey, Doctor Who things. And these cannons are going to get focused down by these Hydralisks. There's enough of them. And the cannons, like I said, the extra ones were kind of necessary, but Hydra's still going to do a ton of damage, keeps breaking them off. Zealots have charge on the way, but not quite done yet. If this charge was finished before this fight even began, I guarantee you, like, not all these cannons would have died. But now with only 2 remaining, and barely that, Zealots finally have their charge, allowing them to connect to the Hydralisk, but I don't know if there's enough at this point. These sort of Hydralisk all-ins are not the way I've ever really seen Starbow PvZ get played out, but Red Bandit's making it work, and it really reminds me of Brood War. Not just because of like the sound effect and not because of the graphic, because you just go with freaking Hydralisks. You're like, good luck, have fun. Who needs lurkers? Get some sunken colonies while we're at it. Am I right? It looks like the last couple zealots are going to get picked off here. And this base, yep, good game. Not going to stand. All right, now up 2-1. The Red Bandit is 1 victory away from closing this out, ladies and gentlemen.